I don't know really about Ebola, what is it, how it attacks people. So I'm curious to know about it. I hear that it affects people a lot. Recently it happened here around our country in the DRC. So I'm wondering, what if it happens to come in Rwanda? How can I control it, or how can I control my relatives? The main issue of coming here is to get the idea about it, and as an educated person I have to be informed so that I can control even my relatives or community that I live in. That's why I came here to attend this workshop.
I'm very happy to be interested in attending this workshop to get more knowledge, more skills, more experiences of how we can prevent, how we can respond to Ebola outbreak.
What I know about Ebola is that it's an outbreak which killed a lot of people, and it was in many years ago in West Africa, but there is a news that it is occurring in DRC. So that's what I know about Ebola, and what I'm expecting from this workshop is that I want to know more about Ebola. I want to know how I can be protected from Ebola. I want to know how to intervene in case the outbreak arrives in our country. Thank you.
Murakoze, nitwa Mukamitari Victoire, umunyeshuri muri medicine muri kaminuza. Ebola ikintu nyiziho nzi ko ni indwara iterwa na virusi, ikaba yandura cyane, ibyo nyine biba bigoye kuba wayirinda. Ntabwo ari ibintu byinshi nyiziho, gusa icyo kindi numvise nuko mu minsi ishize mu baturanyi bacu muri Kongo Kinshasa hari icyo cyorezo cya Ebola cyatangiye kuhagera, kandi byumvikane ko niba duturanye natwe bishobora kuba byatugeraho. So niyo mpamvu nanjye naje muri workshop kugira ngo ngire byinshi namenya kuri Ebola, nk'umuntu nanjye witegura kuba umuganga w'ejo hazaza, kumva byazamfasha kwirinda no kurinda abandi.
Students were taught about Ebola, what it is and how people get it. They also have got an overview on its signs and symptoms, pathogenesis and incubation period. Dr. Alois also taught the audience the clinical presentation of Ebola. Incubation period is between 4 to 10 days. He also talked about its abrupt onset. Initially, it presents fever, chills, myalgias, malaise, and anorexia. After 3 to 5 days, it develops GI symptoms, which are nausea, vomiting, watery diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Later on, there is hypovolemic shock and multi-organ failure, hemorrhagic disease, and death around day 7 to 11. About vaccines, he said that there are clinical trials being conducted. Maybe there is hope that in the future, Ebola will no longer be a problem as it is today. Dr. Nkuranga said that there are still questions with no answers about Ebola, like where does it reside, how does it attack, where does it retreat. Dr. Nkuranga also told the audience about the cost of Ebola and damages it causes wherever it gets. Ebola presents a growing threat to our health, our economies, and our global security. The disease caused devastation to families, communities, and the health and economic systems of all 3 countries that were affected the most, which are Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. The world's deadliest Ebola outbreak in West Africa occurred in December 2013. However, this was confirmed 3 months later in March 2014. By 20th March 2016, had already taken 12,310 lives and caused economic losses estimated at 2.8 billion spent, without considering ruined education and psychological torture it caused to those communities. We can't forget to mention how Ebola causes loneliness, like this child whose family members are dead from Ebola and there is no one to take care on her, because since she is suspected to have Ebola, no one can approach the young lady. War against Ebola. Every method that can help overthrow Ebola was put in place, from posters like this to clinical and military approach. In fighting Ebola, it's obvious that one health concept was the one to bring to success, because it was a holistic approach involving all institutions and sectors, and nowhere Ebola could escape. Volunteers were deployed to teach people about how to fight and prevent Ebola. In the workshop, students were given time to ask questions and they were answered. Afterwards, there have been opportunities to have personal conversations with doctors that were in the workshop, and we shared personal experience.
So the idea about this workshop, recently WHO confirmed the outbreak of Ebola in our neighboring country, Congo, and there was some fears and worries that it may even attack our country. So as One Health Student Club, we have been over last year trained about infectious disease management, and we conducted a case competition which was talking about Ebola. There was some knowledge that we had and we wanted to share with our fellow students about Ebola, and we get a chance to invite some experts in Ebola and infectious disease, so that they come and we discuss about Ebola and how we can behave in case it happened in Rwanda. And we believe that this, after gaining knowledge, this may reduce panic and may facilitate the containment of Ebola in case it come to happen in our country.
This workshop was very interesting and was very wonderful for me, because I have been able to know like some transmission ways of Ebola and some clinical manifestation of Ebola as a main information that I should have as someone who is in a medical career, so that I can use it to spread information at any time I can see someone who is presenting something.
So One Health concept is a multidisciplinary collaboration of health professionals from different health sectors, which encourage people to work together instead of working in silos. And we sustain human health, environmental health, and animal health. So One Health Student Club is a multidisciplinary club which operates in University of Rwanda. We gather students from different departments of university so that we can have different views and different ideas from different backgrounds. So it's always interesting to, when you have a case, for example, a case of Ebola, and you gather students from different departments to bring about solution, you will always have diverse ideas which tackle medical aspect, animal aspect, and environmental aspect. And I think this is how in real life it works. Well, this workshop was very successful than what I expected. We have conducted a very good workshop and students liked it. So the way forward is, now that students know this basic knowledge about Ebola, it's a time now to go to the villages, to remote areas, to teach what we have learned today, to teach about Ebola and how they can behave in case Ebola outbreak happen to our country. I believe this is the knowledge the community wants to hear, because it's important that they become aware that there is an outbreak which is going on in our neighboring country, and they need to be ready and they need to know what to do in case it happens.